Hello everyone, I am Jala Palmera from Group 5 and this is our presentation about Activity 14, Climate Change and Energy Crisis. Climate change refers to long-term shifts in temperatures and weather patterns. These shifts may be natural, such as through variations in a solar cycle, but since the 1800s, human activities have been the main driver of climate change, primarily due to burning fossil fuels like coal, oil, and gas. Climate change can affect our health, ability to grow food, housing, safety, and work. Some of us are already more vulnerable to climate impacts, such as people living in a small island nation and other developing countries. Conditions like sea level rise and saltwater intrusions have advanced to the point where whole communities have had to relocate, and protracted droughts are putting people at risk of famine. We come up with this collage to show to you how big the effects of climate change and energy crisis are, not only to us humans but also to our planet itself, how it affects our daily living, our careers, and people's livelihood.
The Philippines is highly prone to the effects of climate change, including rising sea levels, more frequent occurrences of extreme weather, rising temperatures, and heavy rains. This is a result of its extensive coast, where all of its major cities and the bulk of its population are located. Significant vulnerability to natural hazards such as cyclones, landslides, floods, and droughts, dependency on climate-sensitive natural resources, and dependence on these resources, in addition to supporting livelihoods through fisheries, agriculture, forestry, energy, mining, and tourism, a rich but rapidly depleting natural and marine resource base also offers vital ecosystem services including coastal protection, flood control, soil stability, and habitats for biodiversity. More than half of the greenhouse gas emissions in the Philippines are produced by the energy industry, with the next largest contributors being forestry, land use change, waste, and industrial activities.
The causes of climate change and society. First, we have generating power. Generating electricity and heat by burning fossil fuels causes a large chunk of global emissions. Most electricity is still generated by burning coal, oil, or gas, which produce carbon dioxide and nitrous oxide, powerful greenhouse gases that blanket the earth and trap the sun's heat. Next, we have manufacturing goods. Manufacturing and industry produce emissions, mostly from burning fossil fuels to produce energy for making things like cement, iron, steel, electronics, plastics, cloths, and other goods. We have also cutting down forest. Cutting down forests to create farms or pastures, or for other reasons, causes emissions since trees, when they are cut, release the carbon they have been storing. Each year, approximately 12 million hectares of forest are destroyed.
See the effect of climate change. Climate change is a disability that Earth's temperature equilibrium and has far-reaching effects on human beings and the environment. A distinction is made between direct and indirect effects of climate change. During the course of global warming, the energy balance and thus the temperature of the Earth change due to the increased concentration of greenhouse gases, which has a significant impact on humans and the environment. So climate change is having serious impacts on the world's water systems through more flooding and droughts. Warmer air can hold a higher water content, which makes our rainfall patterns more extreme. Rivers and lakes supply drinking water for people and animals and are a vital resource for a farming and industry. Freshwater environments around the world are already under excessive pressure from drainage, dredging, damming, pollution, extraction, salting, and invasive species. So climate change only exacerbates the problem and makes this worse. Extremes of drought and flooding will become more common, causing displacement and conflict. So our world is under threat like never before. We're the first generation to know we're destroying the world, but we could be the last that can do anything about it.
Climate change is one of the most complex issues facing us today. It involves many dimensions: science, economics, society, politics, moral, and ethical questions, and is a global problem felt on local scales that will be around for thousands of years. Climate change will continue to affect future generations. In this way, community must have taken actions to help prevent the hazard caused of climate changes by mitigation. Mitigation, reducing climate change, involves reducing the flow of heat-trapping greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, either by reducing sources of these gases, for example, the burning of fossil fuels for electricity, heat, or transport, or enhancing the sinks that accumulate and store these gases, such as the oceans, forests, and soil. And another way to reduce the cost is by simply not using or burning plastics and have a reforestation.
Energy crisis and climate change are two different terms but closely related. The energy crisis is a complex series of problems, scientific, technological, social, economic, and political. The need of energy is rising day by day due to the increase in the population and the usage of electronic gadgets as ever before. At the same time, the depletion of fossil fuels and other resources which generate electricity are escalating evidently. Hence, all developing countries are endeavoring serious attempts to find out various ways to meet energy shortfall around the globe.
One way to prevent an energy crisis is learning how to conserve energy, improving and modernizing energy infrastructure such as smart grid solutions. Many of the possible solutions to the energy crisis are already in place but they not have been widely adopted. Move towards renewable resources. Much of the industrial age was created using fossil fuels, but there are also an known technology that uses other types of renewable energy such as steam, solar, and wind. By energy efficient product replace traditional bulbs with CFLs and LEDs. They use less watts of electricity and last longer. There are a number of new technology that make lighting controls much more interesting and help save a lot of energy and cash in the long run. People who use different options to generate power must be given permission to plug into and get credit for power you feed into. Energy stimulation software can be used by big corporations to redesign building unit and reduce running business energy cost. Perform energy audit is a process that helps to identify the areas where your home or office is losing energy and identify steps you can take to improve energy efficiency. Common stand on climate change. Both developed and developing countries should adopt a common stand on climate change.